creates twilight and dusk as your wisdom opens the gates of night. Your discernment separates the changing seasons and causes the passage of time. The stars arrayed across the sky reveal your design. You roll out the cycle of darkness and light, shaping day and night. You sweep away day and carry the world into nightfall, setting day apart from nighttime. You are a God of all we can perceive and all that is beyond our perception. Living eternal God, be our sovereign to the end of time. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk. Please rise for the Shema, page 28.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
Adonai Elohecha, bechol levacha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha, vehayu halevarim haele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha veshinanta hamlevanecha v'dibarta baham B'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha b'derech, u'v'shokbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'chtabtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'isharecha, leman tizkeruhu, Vasitem kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kedoshim le'Eloheichem. Ani Adonai Eloheichem, asher hotzeiti echem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Eloheichem.
As a man was passing the elephants, he suddenly stopped, confused by the fact that these huge creatures were being held by only a small rope tied to their front leg. No chains, no cages. It was obvious that the elephants could at any time break away from their bonds, but for some reason, they did not. He saw a trainer nearby and asked why these animals just stood there and made no attempt to get away. Well, the trainer said, when they are very young and much smaller, we use the same size rope to tie them, and at that age, it's enough to hold them. As they grow up, they are conditioned to believe they cannot break away. They believe the rope can still hold them, so they never try to break free. The man was amazed. These animals could at any time break free from their bonds, but because they believed they couldn't, they were stuck right where they were. Like the elephants, how many of us go through life hanging on to a belief that we cannot do something simply because we failed at it once before? Failure is a part of learning. We should never give up the struggle in life. On this Kol Nidre, let us never think that we cannot break away from something in our past. Let us know that if we change our ways, we can always free ourselves from the ropes that hold us back. And when we are free, we will sing like our ancestors did at the Sea of Reeds. We continue with Micha Mocha as the choir leads us, page 140. So for those of you who went to 140, I'm going to start doing my hait right now. We're actually going to continue on page 42 as Cantor leads us in the beautiful Hashkivenu, which is about God spreading over a shelter of shalom, a shelter of peace over all of us.
Adonai Eloheinu lech shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu Tatneinu b'yitzatova milfanecha v'hoshienu leman shemecha.
Abraham Joshua Heschel said, "To pray is to know how to stand still and dwell upon a word." In a moment, we're going to rise for tefillah, and I'm going to ask you to just look at the words of this prayer. Find a word, just one word, that really speaks to you, and just hold it. And we're going to rise together as we dwell upon the words of tefillah, as we recite them and transform them into words of prayer. We're going to continue on page 46 as we rise and face east towards Yerushalayim. Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor.
שומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומהביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham v'Ezra Hatzara.
Amen. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh Hakol. Atah Vrav LeHoshia in the middle of page 50. Your life-giving power is forever, Adonai, with us in life and death. You liberate and save, cause dew to descend, and with mercy abundant, lovingly nurture all life. From life to death, you are the force that flows without end. You support the falling, heal the sick, free the imprisoned and confined. You are faithful even to those who rest in the dust. Power beyond power, from whom salvation springs, sovereign over life and death, who is like you? Merciful God, who compares with you? With tender compassion, you remember all creatures for life. Faithful and true, worthy of our trust, you sustain our immortal yearnings. In you we place our undying hopes. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol. Wellspring of blessing, power eternal, you are the one who gives and renews all life. Page 53 at the top, Atah Kadosh B'Shimcha Kadosh, Ukdoshim B'chol Yom Yahalucha Selah. You are holy, your name is holy. Seekers of holiness, praise you day by day. Selah. Please be seated. We continue on page 78 as Cantor sings this beautiful prayer for peace, Shalom Rav, which means abundant peace. May we all have abundant peace in 5782.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim בספר חיים, ברכה ושלום, ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה, ברכה ושלום בית ישראל לחיים טובים ולשלום. ברוך אתה אדוני עושה השלום.
We continue silently reading through page 81 or offering the prayers of our hearts. We rise on page 82 for the Vidue, the Yom Kippur confession. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, tavo lefanecha tefilatenu. Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence. And when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong. We continue with the Ashamnu, our alphabetical list of sins. We traditionally take our hands and strike our chest I like to think of the idea that maybe we can crack our hearts open and hopefully offer God our forgiveness. Let's join together of these wrongs we are guilty. We betray, we steal, we scorn, we act perversely. We are cruel, we scheme, we are violent, we slander, we devise evil, we lie, we ridicule, we disobey, we abuse, we defy, we corrupt, we commit crimes, we are hostile, we are stubborn, we are immoral, we kill, we spoil, we go astray, we lead others astray. Please be seated. So we just read this list in alphabetical order of all the things that we've done, maybe perhaps individually, but maybe as a community, things we've done wrong this past year. I sometimes think that we forget to look at the things that we've done right. And I think in this past year, we need to look at the things we've done right, because some of those things have been our anchor. Some of those things have held us in this very difficult time. So let me read you a list of positive things that we can maybe think that maybe we did or maybe we'll do in the year ahead. In alphabetical order. Aspire to realize your potential. Believe in yourself. Create a good life. Dream about what you might become. Exercise frequently. Forgive honest mistakes. Glorify the creative spirit. Humor yourself and others. Imagine great things. Joyfully live each day. Kindly help others. Love one another. Meditate daily. Nurture the environment. Organize for harmonious action. Praise performance well done. Question most things. Regulate your own behavior. Smile often. Think rationally. Understand yourself. Value life. Work for the common good. X-ray and carefully examine problems. Yearn to improve. Zestfully pursue happiness. We continue as we rise once again on page 86 for the haits. These are the sins that our tradition says that we confess as one community together. Again, it is traditional to place your hand on your heart and strike your heart. For these sins, our God, we ask forgiveness. For the ways we've wronged you deliberately and by mistake and harm we have caused in your world through the words of our mouths. Join me, please. The ways we have wronged you by hardening our hearts and harm we have caused in your world through careless speech. The ways we have wronged you through lies and deceit and harm we have caused in your world through gossip and rumor. The ways we have wronged you by judging others unfairly and harm we have caused in your world through disrespect to parents and teachers. The ways we have wronged you through insincere apologies and harm we have caused in your world by mistreating a friend or a neighbor. The ways we have wronged you through violence and abuse and harm we have caused in your world through dishonesty in business. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. We continue page 88 together. The ways we have wronged you openly and secretly, and harm we have caused in your world by losing self-control. The ways we have wronged you through sexual immorality, and harm we have caused in your world through consumption of food and drink. The ways we have wronged you by giving into our hostile impulses, and harm we have caused in your world through greed and exploitation. The ways we have wronged you through cynicism and scorn, and harm we have caused in your world through arrogant behavior. The ways we have wronged you by hating without cause, and harm we have caused in your world through offensive speech. The ways we have wronged you with a slanderous tongue, and harm we have caused in your world through a selfish or petty spirit. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement.
Amen.
We continue page 104. Together, let's read in the bottom of the page. Our God and God of our fathers, God of our mothers, do not abandon us, leaving us in shame. Do not dissolve the covenant